Hello and welcome to the Path of Least Resistance. I am Sai, and today we're going to do the 4.5 star weekly nightmare, and for this we're using Jinx with Loose Cannon's Payload, Guardian Angel, and Scourge's Stash. Generally speaking, Jinx can kill any 4.5 adventurer with no problems at all, so highly recommend, especially since you start with Jinx, and none of those relics are difficult to acquire. Special rules this week are Mountain Peak. Game start, the foe summons a Targon's Peak. Round end, all players draw 1. Prophet of an Eldritch God 2. When the foe attacks, spawn 3. And of course, Deadly. My microphone's been randomly not working, so if that happens and I'm muted for a while, I'll try to pay attention, but if it happens, you'll know. If you get Managem, you probably want to take that. You could take Shared Mana Flow as well. You could also be looking for created cards cost 1 less or spells cost 1 less. Both are good. I think spells cost 1 less is a little bit better. And we go into Riptide Rex. So I had 3 chances there to get extra mana. And yeah, that's pretty nice. So you're always guaranteed to draw Jury Rig. So this got hit by Targon's Peak, so it's free. We can just open with that. If you get your best card for free, play it. We will Super Mega Death Rocket here. It'll do a little bit of extra damage, and it'll help us know what we need to be targeting here. And so we can just kill them like that. Because we got created cards cost 1 less, we can play all of these cards. We don't want to use all of our cards. We want to keep some in hand because eventually we are going to want to kill our own Jinx with a Guardian Angel. We get another set of the Loose Cannon's Payload, so we do damage on discard, and then we get to play another Super Mega Death Rocket. And that's basically how we're going to win every adventure. You can keep Jinx alive if you aren't going to win that round. You don't want to sacrifice her for no reason because she does give you extra draw. I'm going to take Chempunk here because he creates 2 Mushroom Clouds, and those are cards we can discard. And then generally speaking, we're going to be looking for things that make more Jinx, so Shadow Totem and Stabilizer. Doesn't really matter what you pick for your support champion. Actually, probably should have gone to the shop instead. Then would have had a chance to get a power. But I wasn't paying enough attention. Drop Eager Apprentice because it's free. Gives us 2 mana. Drop our Jinx. Normally we can't drop Jinx until the next round. And then you do want to kind of hold your spell mana so that you can play your Super Mega Death Rockets. But because our created cards are free, we can play them whenever we want. And because of Targon's Peak, we've been getting kind of lucky in getting mana or being able to play Jinx. And so here is a situation where I'm not entirely sure I can win the game by discarding all my cards. So I want to play a card first to get their health lower, and I'll kill Jinx. And then we win. So again, do make sure that you will win the game when you get rid of your Jinx. Catalyst is probably a better card overall than Legion Rearguard, but I just want something I can play on round 1. And then you get rid of your worst card. My worst card hasn't appeared here, so I'm just going to heal for nothing instead. And I go into Brightsteel Protector. His power is shields up. That might slow us down a little bit because they're going to have barrier. And we keep Draven in hand. I should have kept the rear guard, not sure why I did. So that we have a higher chance of drawing Jinx, and we didn't draw our Jinx. So that's going to be a little bit of an issue. But overall shouldn't be too bad. Then I'm just going to attack here. Maybe we should have played Bloody Business to get rid of at least one of those units. And I'm going to pass. Let them play cards. Drop our free rig, and this guy's battling so he can remove that other unit. We'll take a little bit of damage but not too much. Drop Draven. We do need to get to Jinx. Really important to me. Drop Chempunk, it'll give us extra cards in our hand. I'm not going to spend those because I want them for later. Drop Legion Saboteur. Got rid of the barrier. Means that we can attack with the Draven. They're going to block, we'll drop one of those. And we pass. So we'll just block. I'll take 9. Can bloody business to get rid of that guy so we can keep our Draven alive. Drop a rear guard. And just pass. Ideally we'll pull Jinx at some point. Maybe not. These guys have way too much health for us to attack into. So we pass. Yeah, just not gonna draw Jinx. The Jinx is your win condition in your Jinx deck. Without her, things are a bit more complicated. I'll play a Mushroom Cloud, try to get rid of some of the barrier here. Then I can kind of block here. And this should level Draven up. Since we're not drawing our champion, we need to find alternate ways to win. And of course, everything you play is doing damage to the enemy nexus. So we're going to win here just by playing our Boom Crew rookies. And then attacking. That's crazy. Death Lotus has Invoke, I think that's fine. And get rid of your worst card, which is Amateur Aeronaut. Go to the shop. Look at your powers. This creates a card so that you can drop it. And then we can cut another card if we want. I think Whirling Death isn't very good. We can go into Poppy, whose power is Heroics. Round start, those units get +2/+2 for each of their allies. Grant the foe's strongest ally +2/+2 for each of their allies. So this version of it includes if there's only one ally on board, whereas the other version is only other allies. Could play Jinx here because we have Spellslinger. Obviously there are lots of ways you can do a 4.5 star adventure. They're not like too hard. But this is going to be the easiest way, generally speaking. A lot of units. I'm going to try to cut them down a little bit. Especially since Heroics will just make them stronger. We'll just attack here, it should be winning. If we needed to, we could have used the Draven Axe to power him up. And we take more copies of Jinx, so that we have a better chance of drawing her. Also, if we draw her later in the game, we can still replay her. And Explosive Finale is basically the best thing you can get on Jinx. Maybe Perfection's better. If you get Perfection plus when you play a spell, deal a damage, spell burn, you automatically win the game. So Jinx is free because of Jargon. So we drop her. Can't actually impact that because of the tough. Gonna play Super Mega Death Rocket here. We're gonna play it again. Use some Pow Pows. Try to get rid of those units. And then attack. Hopefully they block, and now they got rid of the tough. Drop Draven. Because of Explosive Finale, we win the game. Take Rocket Border because we're going into a healer. And then we can get rid of a card, which will be Rocket Border since we have more copies of it. Take Survey Core. And Proving Grounds could actually be difficult for us, but I want the shop, so we're going there anyway. But this is a bad plan. If you are in any way concerned, go the other way. Because they're gonna get tough on all of their units and they're gonna be able to play a bunch of stuff for free. We start by dropping Jinx. And also, their units get stronger every time you do damage to them. Again, terrible idea. You will see how giant I'm about to make these units. I'm just gonna pass here. Blocking with Jinx here would be very bad because she'll proc her Loose Cannon's Payload, and then all these things will get even stronger, as we can see right here. See just how much power all of them have. We could empty her hand here, and then we'll just win the game that way. Like I said, if you have any concerns, which would be reasonable, don't go that way. That is probably the closest thing to a hard counter for Jinx. Then we can take more Boom Crew Rookie, that's fine. We can get rid of that the healer. I'm not sure I would. That's one of our better cards. And we reroll trying to get a better power, but we don't find it. I think our worst card right now is Legion Regard. We go to Jhin, whose power is Elaborate Plans. Players' units have Nexus Strike, create a fleeting Blade's Edge in my foe's hand. Every time you strike, he gets a Blade's Edge. And this hand is fine. Kind of the worse your hand is, the better. I'm gonna drop Sump Dredger. And we may as well attack. They block here, we're just gonna kill the unit to keep our guy alive. No reason to lose him. Just pass here. He attacks, and we can respond. I forgot there was a guy in the back row. I'm not exactly concerned about it anyway. Dropping Boom Cruise for damage. And we can finish it off with anything. That's that. 4.5 stars are really easy, particularly if you're using Jinx. It's quick as well. So that's what I would suggest doing. I don't ever think you should struggle in weekly nightmares. I don't think the XP is worth going through it, generally speaking, although this one was worth like 5,000? Maybe it is worth it if you need the XP. Because they're not very hard. Anyway, that is all for me. Thank you for watching. If you like what I'm doing, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.